Well, Vinted are back at it again. They're messing up, acting like amateurs again. And I've had quite a few people message me. Plus, I've seen it on TikTok and Instagram. People getting really annoyed because of this stupid glitch that suddenly just appeared on Vinted. So let's talk about it and see what the problem is. And if you have this glitch, comment down below and let me know if you sort it out or know anything more about it. So yesterday I thought I'd upload a few items which are quite simple to list because I haven't listed for a few days, and I thought let's stick them on eBay, and then what I do is I copy and paste it over the Vinted. And obviously when it goes on, it'll come up on the screen saying this is sold, well done, listing and all that stuff. But it was going in the hidden part, and I was like, what's this about? And I was thinking, oh, maybe because it's a brand new top with tags, it might be restricting it in some way because they might think it's not real. It has happened before, or they'll like processing it. But it's always been in the main part of the listing. It's never been in the hidden. So I thought it might be just a glitch on the system. Let's delete all the apps, refresh all the page on Vinted, and it was still there. I hadn't got a clue what was wrong. I actually tried to go in and change the description and everything, but because it's in hidden, you can't update it or change the listing in any way. The only thing you can do on it is, let's say it's been sold, or delete the actual listing completely. So I was like, oh, can't be doing with this. What is wrong with it? Is there a technical glitch? Had nothing off Vinted, no email saying there's something gone wrong on the system. So I was just waiting around, kept on updating it. So after about 5 or 10 minutes, I was still trying to figure out why. Kept on refreshing the pages, obviously deleting the history, the catch, all the stuff that you will do when something on the apps always break. They always say, obviously do all this catch stuff and all that palaver, and nothing. Still hidden. I was actually uploading a video at the time, and somebody on Instagram put on their post that has anybody had this problem as well, and they had the same problem. I messaged them. I was waiting to hear off them, seeing if they've sorted it. And then I went on TikTok, and somebody who sells on Vinted said there's a massive problem with Vinted as well, talking about the same thing. And no one knows what it's about. Let me know in the comments if you've had this, because I know a lot of people do sell on Vinted more than eBay. I sell on both platforms, so it doesn't really matter to me. But obviously, I do sell stuff on Vinted. If this keeps occurring, I'm going to go mental, because at the moment, Vinted has been winding me up after waiting ages to get my payments, then stopping me getting my payments, and now this. What is the point in listing something if it's not being listed and there's no explanation about it? So before this video, I listed an item, and it was this. Something quick and simple. I've listed it. It's on the screen now. As you can see at the top of the picture, it's the time. So it's around about 11 o'clock. So I'm going to be talking about this thing for a couple of more minutes, and I'm going to check my phone to see if actually it has been solved. If it has, then finally Vinted have sorted out. So what a surprise. Me moaning about Vinted, and then suddenly it's all fixed. But it wasn't as quick as it was. It is now almost 1:15, and it is online, and it's on obviously Vinted for people to buy. But yesterday it wasn't, and I feel like some people are still having this problem. So what could it be? I haven't got a clue. With Vinted, I just don't know what it is. I just think it's really ran really poorly. I don't know if they're like cutting corners to save money. This is why they can do it like no fees and that, but it's just not on. I mean, yesterday I uploaded about 3 items, which you saw the thing next to it, which was the Soul Food Nike t-shirt, and it took maybe 2 or 3 hours to actually upload. But it might be sorted now for me. I don't know if it's just sorted because it's a very simple item. just a plush. I haven't tested it on something else, but let me know if you are struggling with Vinted. Have you had this problem? If you're still having this problem, have you tried it like I've just done with something very simple like a plush? Or is it just certain items that it's hiding, like new with tags? Because obviously the Nike stuff was new with tags. I will try again in a bit with something that's new and see if it happens again. But it's just day after day, week after week, there's always something up with Vinted. If it's not people struggling to sign up to Vinted Pro, it's people trying to get money out. If it's not that, it's something glitchy in the system. Sometimes it just freezes. And if they want to compete with people like eBay, they need to sort it out. Yes, it's great. You get no fees. But for me, being a professional, obviously, reseller, and for other people who do this full time, it's just not on. You know what I mean? There is no pro in Vinted. Vinted Pro does not mean anything to me because the only thing professional about Vinted Pro is actually the people who are selling on there, because Vinted Pro themselves are very, very amateurish, and they need to rethink how they're going to be doing this in the future, because if it carries on, I feel like it's not going to last long. My sales on Vinted are dwindling. I'm not selling as much as I used to on Vinted. I used to always have about 10 to 15 sales a week on Vinted, and now I'm looking around 5. I haven't had a good week on Vinted for a long time, and I've been listing. I list as much on Vinted as I do on eBay, but time and time again, eBay sells more. Even when I'm not been listing, like for the last 3 or 4 days, I always have sales every day on eBay, most days. Vinted, I'm lucky to get 1 or 2 sales, and that is something that's really cheap, or, I'm basically giving it away. If you want to make money as a reseller and you think you could just do it on Vinted, you got another thing coming, because time and time again, I see people on there, people on TikTok, YouTube, all these young, like, cool, hip guys and all that, like saying, I made like thousands on Vinted this week. They are conning you. Watch the proper resellers. Watch people like myself, other normal, family-orientated resellers who do this properly for a living. We're not trying to do like schemes and promotions to go to our sites to get money out of you. They're all just lie, because they're just trying to get you to sign up to them things, so then they can get you in that, right? They're not making thousands a week. They never show you it. They never prove it. So guys, if you are wanting to become a reseller full time, make eBay your priority and make Vinted your little side hustle, because you're never going to make loads of money on Vinted. I'm going to go now because I'm waiting for this massive order for tomorrow's video. That one's going to be tomorrow's video. I have spent over £1,000 on a load of stock, and I want to show you what I've picked up. So make sure you join me tomorrow for that one.